Is your home quietly leaking away wealth even though you spend carefully? Then it may be time to check whether the entrance to your house is blocked, whether the space inside feels open and airy, or whether opening the front door gives you a straight view all the way to the back door. If your home has any of these conditions, the flow of energy inside may be affected. In Feng Shui, when positive energy cannot be retained and keeps escaping outside, wealth becomes difficult to accumulate, and over time, both good fortune and health may gradually decline. So how can you fix layouts like these? In today's video, we are going to explore Feng Shui improvements that can help your home continuously attract wealth and support your family's long-term health. Now, let us get started. First of all, in a modern context, you need to understand that a house is like a living body that receives, processes, and releases pressure from the outside environment. That is why a homeowner's prosperity depends in part on whether the house is functioning smoothly. A healthy body needs proper blood circulation, and a prosperous home needs its flow of energy to move freely without stagnation or direct clashes, so the home can remain harmonious and life inside it can feel smooth and comfortable every day. Because of that, home renovation should not stop at improving appearance or upgrading convenience and function. A truly in-depth renovation process needs a long-term vision, one that integrates Feng Shui principles to create a balanced energy ecosystem that provides the strongest possible support for the homeowner's financial prosperity and health. At the same time, the similarity between a house and the human body can also be seen in other key elements. The main door is considered the mouth that receives energy, also known as the main gate, a crucial point that guides life energy from the environment into the house. That is why adjusting the clear opening dimensions of the main door, according to the Loban ruler, can help the house filter out negative or mixed energy, allowing the incoming energy source to remain pure and beneficial. Continuing that energy system, windows and skylights act like the lungs, regulating the home's breathing. A properly positioned vertical ventilation system can help clear away heavy yin energy and maintain fresh yang energy throughout the entire house. In addition, the electrical and plumbing systems correspond to the blood vessels. In Feng Shui, the flow of water represents wealth, so any leak or blockage in these systems reflects financial loss and stagnation in career progress. Finally, the foundation, along with the wall system and structural columns, acts as the skeleton, the solid framework that maintains the stability of the household. When a home is reshaped according to these energy axes, the coordinated work of establishing the energy-receiving mouth, optimizing the bright hall, and resolving the clashes among the 5 elements creates a healthy living entity. This is the essential foundation for protecting health and activating lasting wealth for the homeowner. To turn the theory of a living body into real-world results, the homeowner should focus on renovating the home's energy accumulation points. These renovation methods can address structural flaws while also directly opening up the flow of wealth, helping the homeowner create a more prosperous and sustainable living space. 5 Feng Shui home renovation methods to help wealth flow smoothly. Method 1. Upgrade the entryway and front door. The front door, often called the main entrance, plays a major role in a home's Feng Shui. It is the gateway that brings life energy from outside into the house, shaping the overall energy of the entire living space. That is why upgrading the front door needs careful measurements based on the Loban ruler, along with fixing architectural clashes that often cause energy and wealth to leak away in older homes. The first thing to focus on is the clear opening size, meaning the actual open space where light and airflow pass through, not the door frame. In practical Feng Shui, the Loban ruler is commonly used to find favorable measurements. This ruler system usually includes 3 common types. The 20.6-inch ruler, which is about 52.2 centimeters, often used for airflow openings like front doors and windows. The 16.9-inch ruler, or about 42.9 centimeters, used for fixed built-in structures like stoves, platforms, or steps, and the 15.3-inch ruler, which is roughly 38.8 centimeters, often used for furniture layouts or altars. When renovating a front door, the most important measurement is the clear opening. If the homeowner only calculates the full outside frame size instead, the incoming energy may fall into unfavorable ranges, which is believed to negatively affect both spiritual balance and prosperity. For a single swinging door, a commonly favored Feng Shui size is about 31.9 inches wide and 83.5 inches high, or roughly 81 by 212 centimeters, to support helpful energy linked to noble support and prosperity. For double doors or 4 equal panels, wider measurements such as 42.9 inches, 49.6 inches, or even 111 inches, which is about 109, 126, or 282 centimeters, are often chosen to match auspicious energy ranges tied to wealth, achievement, and blessings. Even with uneven 4-panel doors, keeping the width at about 69.3 inches or 83.1 inches, or roughly 176 or 211 centimeters, is often seen as a way to attract growth and abundance. In real construction, if the door frame is 2.4 inches thick on each side, which is about 6 centimeters, that thickness must be added into the full frame calculation so the inside opening still lands on the desired measurement. For example, to get a clear opening of 31.9 inches or 81 centimeters, the full door set should be 43.3 inches wide overall, which is about 93 centimeters, 31.9 inches clear opening, plus 2.4 inches for the left frame, plus 2.4 inches for the right frame. The direction of the front door should also match the orientation of the house to make the most of positive energy. Homes facing east or southeast, associated with the wood element, usually do better with moderately sized doors so energy does not scatter too quickly. Homes facing west or northwest, linked to the metal element, often deal with heat and strong sunlight, so curtains or a screen can help soften the energy flow. Meanwhile, homes facing south or north can usually have wider doors to catch cooling breezes and welcome stronger beneficial energy. One serious Feng Shui problem often found in older homes is when the front door lines up directly with the back door or a large rear window. This setup creates a strong straight draft, causing good energy to rush in from the front and immediately escape out the back before it can gather in areas connected to wealth and stability. During renovation, if the door position cannot be changed, the homeowner can use balancing items such as a crystal sphere hung along the line between the two doors to disperse the energy, or place a decorative screen to redirect airflow so it moves more gently through the home. This gives the energy time to settle and build up, helping the house feel more vibrant and supportive for the family. Method 2. Renovating the bright hall and the vertical ventilation system. If the main door is the mouth that receives energy, then the bright hall and the vertical ventilation system are the lungs that handle breathing and energy purification for the home. A dark, damp space is a sign of accumulated yin energy, which often causes the homeowner to feel stuck at work and experience declining health. That is why, when renovating a home according to Feng Shui, adjusting the lighting, airflow, and the structure of the bright hall is always considered an important step in creating a condition of sheltering the wind and gathering energy, laying the foundation for wealth to enter and remain for the long term. The bright hall is usually divided into 3 connected spatial layers. The outer bright hall is the open space farther away, such as a pond or a park. In townhouse renovations, creating clear sightlines toward this area helps guide life energy from a distance into the home. Next is the middle bright hall, which is the front yard or entrance foyer. This area should always be kept clean and open, because leaving clutter here is considered an act that scatters wealth. Finally, the inner bright hall is located just behind the main door. It is the resting point where energy gathers and stabilizes before being distributed into the deeper parts of the house. In this area, adding a water element such as a Feng Shui fountain or a small fish pond is a reasonable solution, helping stabilize the energy flow and strongly activate financial luck. Alongside the bright hall is natural light, which is a pure source of yang energy and should be regulated to avoid overheating or creating harsh energy. So, when renovating a home, the homeowner should always prioritize placing windows on the east side to receive the life energy of the early morning, while using adjustable curtain systems on the west side to soften and filter the lingering harshness of the late afternoon sun. As for the color of artificial lighting, in the center of the home, which is the area that regulates energy for the entire house, the homeowner can use warm yellow lighting to help harmonize conflicting energy flows. For the northeast, which is associated with the knowledge sector, yellow or orange lighting can help promote mental clarity and smoother progress. In contrast, the north, which is associated with the career sector, is better suited to white or light blue lighting to support career advancement for the whole family. In addition, a skylight system placed at the center of the house acts like a distribution hub, helping spread prosperous energy evenly throughout all floors. When the skylight is positioned properly and is not blocked, the energy flow inside the home becomes more balanced, reducing the buildup of stagnant energy in dark areas of the house. When light, airflow, and the bright hall are adjusted properly, the home becomes like a body with healthy lungs, allowing energy to stay fresh and spread in harmony. This is the foundation that helps the living space maintain long-term balance while also creating favorable conditions for the family's health, peace of mind, and financial fortune. Method 3. Renovating the functions of the bedroom, bathroom. In a living body, the smooth function of the internal organs determines vitality and longevity. In a home, the relationship between the kitchen, which belongs to fire, the bathroom, which belongs to water, and the bedroom, which supports rest and stability, plays a major role in keeping the energy pure and balanced. First is the kitchen, which represents the family's source of wealth and vitality, while the bathroom is where unclean energy collects. When these two areas clash, Feng Shui problems can appear and should be addressed during renovation. For example, if the kitchen door faces the bathroom, prosperous energy can be contaminated by negative energy, leading to money loss and digestive health issues. A practical solution is to place a wooden screen or a beaded curtain between them, and always keep the bathroom door closed to contain the bad energy. If the kitchen backs directly onto a bathroom wall, waste-related energy can affect the purity of the cooking space. To remedy this, the homeowner can place a layer of white quartz inside the bathroom to strengthen yang energy, or use cabinets as a buffer between the two spaces. If the kitchen is located below a bathroom, the pressure of wastewater above can symbolically weigh down financial luck. In that case, a flat gypsum ceiling should be installed to hide the pipes, and white pebbles can be spread across the bathroom floor above to help block negative energy from moving downward. Within the kitchen itself, the stove and sink should also be kept at least 23.6 inches apart, which is about 60 centimeters, to avoid a water and fire clash. If the space is too tight, placing a wooden cutting board or a small green plant between them is a simple way to soften the conflict, because the wood element helps create a smoother energy flow. At the same time, the bedroom is where the body rests and restores energy, so it needs to feel calm and stable. When the bed sits directly beneath a beam or concrete support, often called a pressing beam formation, it can create invisible pressure in the sleeping area. Over time, this layout may lead to restless sleep, difficulty relaxing, and ongoing mental and physical fatigue. To reduce the negative effect of the beam without changing the structure, the homeowner should install a gypsum ceiling or a false ceiling to cover it and allow energy to move more smoothly, or move the bed away from the beam's direct line. Another option is to add indirect lighting aimed upward at the beam, making the ceiling feel brighter and more open, which helps the sleeping area feel more balanced and comfortable. Method 4. Renovating the greenery system. Using plants and Feng Shui objects in home renovation is like energy acupuncture, helping adjust and activate auspicious energy flow. Plants represent the wood element, the one element linked to growth and renewal, so they work like an immune system that helps clear negative energy and protect the home's vitality. To get the best results, the homeowner needs to identify the wealth area accurately based on traditional Feng Shui systems, such as the 8 mansions method, where the southeast is linked to wealth, personal destiny analysis based on the heavenly stem of the birth year, or flying star Feng Shui, which looks at favorable stars like the 8 white and 9 purple. In these wealth-gathering areas, the space should always be kept clean and bright, and should not be crowded with worn-out items or oversized furniture. When choosing plants, the homeowner should prioritize ones that suit their personal element and zodiac sign to help neutralize negative energy and attract prosperity. For those born in the year of the rat, the money tree is often recommended to support better financial control and reduce wasteful spending. For the year of the ox, bromeliads can help strengthen luck and persistence. For the year of the tiger, the umbrella tree is a smart choice for stabilizing finances and easing pressure, while those born in the year of the rabbit may benefit from lucky bamboo to encourage career growth and prosperity. For the year of the dragon and the year of the snake, placing cactus outdoors or pennywort indoors can help reduce harmful energy and guide wealth into the home. In the wealth sector in the southeast, plants with broad leaves and healthy year-round growth, such as Dracaena or prosperity bamboo, should be preferred. At the same time, sharp-leafed or thorny plants should be removed from the living room because they can create harsh energy that leads to tension and conflict in the household. Along with plants, Feng Shui objects also act like energy stations, helping wealth gather and circulate. Wealth-collecting items such as a safe, a wealth jar, or a 3-legged money frog should be placed in the wealth area and directed toward an auspicious position to help preserve assets. To keep energy from becoming stagnant, the homeowner can also add moving objects, such as a pendulum clock, to encourage continuous circulation. In addition, items used to suppress negative energy, such as natural quartz or crystal spheres, carry strong yang energy and can help neutralize gloomy energy in dark corners. One more thing to watch for is elemental conflict. If the wealth area belongs to the wood element, but contains too many metal objects which belong to the metal element, this creates a metal overcomes wood pattern that can seriously weaken the area's ability to attract wealth and make the whole renovation effort far less effective. Method 5. Renovating the floor. The floor represents the earth element in the heaven, earth, and human structure, symbolizing the family's foundation and long-term stability across generations. A solid, level floor with the right elevation helps beneficial energy gather. But when the floor sits lower than the street, it creates a low-lying pattern that allows stale and negative energy to keep flowing into the house, making work less smooth and gradually affecting the family's health. When renovating the floor, the homeowner should note that the ideal height is usually around 4 to 8 inches above street level, which is about 10 to 20 centimeters, to keep the home airy, reduce flood risk, and limit the intrusion of negative energy. However, raising the floor also needs to match the clear ceiling height and should only be done if the distance from the new floor to the ceiling is at least 9.2 feet or about 2.8 meters. If that height drops below 8.2 feet, which is about 2.5 meters, the house can start to feel too low and cramped, making energy circulation less smooth and the whole space less open. In practical terms, before pouring a new floor, the old tile surface should be properly treated by roughening the glazed finish to improve the connection between the old and new layers. At the same time, lightweight concrete should be used to reduce pressure on the foundation and avoid sinking over time, which in Feng Shui can symbolize cracks in the family's long-term stability. Beyond structure, the color of the floor tile also carries energy that can support the homeowner's element based on the 5-element cycle. For those with the metal element, yellow or earthy brown tiles are a strong choice because earth produces metal, creating a sense of stability. White or silver gray can also help maintain clarity, while red, pink, and purple are usually avoided because they belong to fire, which conflicts with metal. For those with the wood element, black or blue tones are considered ideal because water nourishes wood, helping support growth and vitality. At the same time, white or metallic shades should be limited to avoid a metal overcomes wood pattern that can weaken development. This same principle applies to those with the water element, who often benefit from white, gray, or cool neutral tones because metal produces water and can help financial flow feel smoother. Meanwhile, yellow and earthy brown are usually used more carefully since they may slow down that flow. For homeowners with the fire element, green tones or wood grain finishes are good options because wood feeds fire and can help strengthen prosperity. For those with the earth element, soft red, dusty pink, or light purple are often seen as favorable because they belong to fire, the element that nourishes earth. Green tones are usually limited to avoid creating an elemental clash. Finally, tile color should also match the function of each room. The living room should lean toward lighter tones to open up the bright hall and welcome prosperous energy. Bedrooms work better with calm, muted shades such as soft cream, yellow, or wood grain to support rest. Bathrooms are better suited to gray or charcoal tones to create a clean look and help balance the water element in that space. When the floor is renovated properly and the tile color is chosen in harmony with the 5 elements, the home's structural frame becomes more stable. That creates a strong base for energy to move steadily, supporting the family's life, health, and long-term prosperity. In the end, a home's prosperity often begins with harmony between the energy of the space and the lives of the people inside it. When areas like the main door, the bright hall, and the bedroom are arranged in balance with nature, the home gradually becomes a place that supports the family's health, peace of mind. That is why Feng Shui renovation can be seen as a process of correcting what feels out of balance in the living space, allowing life energy to move more smoothly. The real value of Feng Shui comes from the sense of ease people feel when they step into their home, and the small changes made today can become the foundation for lasting comfort and steady growth over time. If you still have questions or concerns about how to arrange your home so it feels more balanced according to Feng Shui, share them in the comments below. Your questions and real-life experiences can become topics for us to continue exploring together and help us find the most suitable adjustments in upcoming videos. Goodbye, and see you again soon.